Greetings and welcome to TPSU's LinkedIn Live session. My name is Fred Barstein, CEO and founder of TPSU. I'm excited to be here with our adjunct lecturer, Jason Hamilton, to discuss the upcoming May 10th TPSU program at Baldwin Wallace University in Berea, Ohio, near Cleveland. Jason is the managing director of retirement at MAI Capital, and prior to that, he was a senior professional at Voya and has been in the industry since 1995. So welcome, Jason.
Well, thank you, Fred. Good to be here.
Just as a reminder, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat room. There's a little bit of a delay, but we'll make sure we do get to them. Jason, first question. Why should a plan sponsor attend a TPSU program? What are the three biggest takeaways they can expect?
No, it's a great question. And, we've partnered with you in the past, Fred, on events in Jacksonville, and they've always been very well attended, great events for sponsors. This year, we're actually really excited. There's just so much happening in this industry right now. And I think when you look at an employer, just getting refreshed on kind of what's expected of them on a retirement plan, I think is always very important. So we're going to do that. We're going to go through, our portion, talk a little bit about some of their fiduciary responsibilities, some things they need to be doing in the retirement program. But we're going to be bringing some thought leaders in there too, right? So, we've got T. Rowe Price and Voya, just to name a few American funds, to talk about kind of the latest and greatest in this industry, to engage participants. We're going to be talking a little bit about pooled employer plans, Secure Act 2.0. So all those things that really an employer needs to know as a fiduciary on a plan. But I think, in the past, what we've seen is the best part of these events is when those employers get to talk to each other, right? So for me, that'd be the second thing, is really sharing best practices, trying to understand what's working in each organization. So that's the second thing. Of course, thirdly, having the CE credits available to them certainly doesn't hurt. So, I think those three things are reasons I would certainly recommend for them attending, for sure.
So what are the top of mind issues that you're helping your 401k and 403b clients with these days?
No, that's a great question. It's interesting. Certainly we're going to be talking about some of the thought leadership and some of the bells and whistles on the retirement plan. But as I'm out there talking to sponsors, it's really just meat and bones, steak and potatoes, right? They're really interested in kind of, how do I get my employees to participate in the plan? How do I increase deferrals? These are things that we've kind of dealt with. I have in the last 28 years with sponsors. It's kind of the same thing. But certainly, right now, I think there's a growing awareness among sponsors on some of the liability they have on these plans. And that's kind of always been the case. And so, they're asking for ways to kind of mitigate some of that liability. It's just like me. I just did my taxes, right? And I waited to the last second. I hate doing taxes, something I usually don't do. It's not part of what I do if we're living, so I don't prepare my own taxes. I took it to a CPA. I knew I was going to owe money, but by the time I went there, got to talk to them, it was a lot easier than I initially thought, right? And in the same way, as we're able to walk through some of those responsibilities with a sponsor, it becomes a little bit easier for them. They realize that, working with a professional and an expert in this area, we can lift a lot of that off of them. So, that would be one thing. And then also, I think, this idea of kind of this creeping recession that's coming up. We hear about it from all the talking faces on the news as it's coming. But I really think it's here. And there's certainly concern as they see orders down. I was talking to a small employer the other day, and they mentioned to me, "Hey, Jason, we think the recession's here. We've been booming for the last few years, and just over the last month or two, orders are down, and we have some concerns around that too." So. And then you certainly have, and you've heard about kind of the Great Resignation. They're talking in the light of all this. How do I build a retirement program that's going to attract and retain employees kind of in the midst of all that? So, I think, we talk lifetime income products and all these things that are kind of innovations and kind of reboots in the industry. It's really kind of the blocking and tackling that they're talking about right now.
Finally, tell us how wealth, retirement, and benefits are converging at the workplace and how plan sponsors can actually leverage that trend to help their employees.
Yeah, we're actually going to be talking a little bit about that at the event in the Cleveland market there. I think this is the next thing, right? I mean, for so many years, we've treated the retirement plan kind of as a separate benefit, but it's a benefit. And I think when you look at employees having, certain limited amount of benefit dollars to spend, there's decisions to be made when they're trying to decide, do I put some in a healthcare plan? And do I go high deduct, low deduct? Do I have an HSA? How much do I put in? I mean, these decisions are not exclusive, they're synergistic. And so, I see these benefits coming together in a holistic way in the industry. I think you see that with the providers, right? A lot of the providers are bringing these things together. I think you see even in the technology and kind of in the benefit decision-making tools, you see it in the market, even with us and MAI Retirement. We have a sister company, Epic Insurance, top 15, employee benefits shop that, we're looking at ways that how can we work together to bring a product and a service to our employers that bring both of these together, right? And so, I think every dollar that somebody spends in a retirement plan is less they put into their insurance, and vice versa. And I think ultimately, when they retire, there's a certain healthcare cost that's associated with that they have to prepare for. So, do I put it in my retirement plan as an employee, or do I put it into an HSA? So, I think it's great. I think it's going to help both sides, and I'm excited to kind of see where that lands.
Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for your participation, Jason, and look forward to seeing you on May 10. And thanks to everyone for joining our LinkedIn Live session today about the May 10th TPSU program at Baldwin University in Brea, Ohio. We've had a great response so far, so seats are limited. So if you are interested at all in attending, please go to our website at tpsuniversity.com. And Jason, thanks for your time today.
Well, thank you, Fred. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
And I look forward to seeing everybody at Baldwin Wallace University on May 10th. Thanks again.